PlayStation 5 Teardown. Okay, so there's a few takeaways here. Giant cooler. That's pretty cool. You got them. So I know that one of Sony's key design points for the console has been that they want it to be able to turbo hard. So that's pretty cool. Sick. What else we got here? The side panels being so easily removable and potentially replaceable. I talked to David at work. He's already like, yeah, I'm for sure going to get some of the third-party side panels that will for sure exist for this thing. I was going to do a D-brand skin on the stock ones, but now I'm going to wait and see what becomes available as a third-party option, because that's pretty sick. Like, as a way to customize a console that was clearly designed to stand out, right?
Yeah.
I like it. I'm into it. What were the standouts for you?
It's huge, and like we already knew that, but oh my goodness,
I know, right? Like seeing a person for scale, like, and hands working on it, it's like crazy. And especially
massive.
Like, I put an Xbox Series X in my media console last week as part of like a preview video that's going to go up soon, and I was like, wow, it like fits, you know? PlayStation 5, where's it going to fit? Like, that's a problem. How does this fit into my living room setup, you know?
It's interesting. I don't know. And like watching just two things from the teardown video. The audio is like terrible, and the dude is the least interested in this process you could like possibly be, which was interesting. But yeah, my main takeaway from it, honestly, like the cooler is awesome, but the thing is just gigantic.
Oh,
like
I lied.
Yeah.
Apparently that preview with the Xbox Series X is already up on Floatplane, so I don't know when it's coming up on YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah, so anyway, other key takeaways here. The M.2 expansion slot was shown, so it also has convenient holes for vacuuming out dust that are also located under the side panels.
Really interesting.
That's great. It's good to see someone Apple set so many industry trends, and like not giving any fucks about the fact that dust is going to build up in the cooling of your system is one of the ones that I find most egregious. Like, especially when they design their systems to run like right at the red line, right out of the factory. The fact that they don't include any dust filtration on the Mac Pro, the new Mac Pro, was something that I was just looking at going, man, you guys addressed so many of the other problems. Couldn't you just put a dust filter in it? Like, come on. So it's really nice to see a console finally address this. VRM's dedicated cooling, massive cooler. Let's see. Instead of typical paste for thermal interface material, this was so cool. Liquid metal.
Yeah. With the like foam dam or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've seen this done before. To my knowledge, Asus was the first to ship a commercial product with it in their mothership laptop. I think they were the first, and it was not a simple process from what they told me, because liquid metal is not just a matter of like apply it once and forget about it. It seeps, like it's liquid at room temperature, so it can like come out, it can short things, it can all come out, so it's not even in there anymore and you don't get good thermal transfer. So Sony apparently tackled it in a pretty similar manner to Asus, going for like a kind of dam around it that'll keep the liquid metal in place, hopefully. I saw some people saying, oh, that's so stupid, you're gonna have to replace it I saw someone say that you're gonna have to replace it every 3 to 6 months. What do you like? Are you insane? Are you Joris Saboth, the second clone here or something? Because can you imagine a company the size of Sony? And I get it, big companies can still make boneheaded mistakes, but can you imagine, with how well known the properties of liquid metal are, a company like Sony being stupid enough to make it so you have to reapply your thermal interface material every 3 to 6 months? What are you talking about?
Yeah. And like, it's cool that it seems like the teardown experience actually seems like decently well thought out.
Yeah.
And like not difficult to do. I remember like trying to take apart Xbox 360s because those just broke all over the place. So like people doing zombified repair jobs on Xbox 360s was like a genuine hobby. But I like looking at this, tearing it down looks so convenient. and accessing those like expansion ports and stuff seems great. Like I wanted to address the like memeing that's happened. Like Xbox tried to meme this a little bit by showing that their expansion port essentially is just like plugging something into the back of the console. But like, yeah, but this is pretty cool, and it's not a bad solution.
Yeah.
And the techie side of me likes it because it's like kind of there's a lot of modern stuff. Like we've lost tactile interaction. Like getting a new game, you just download it. Like you don't have the physical copy anymore. It's just there. Like watching a movie, you don't go to the store to get it. It's just you just stream it. Like there's so much less that you do with things. And I think it's kind of cool that like, and I know definitely as a kid I would have even appreciated this more. Like if I bought an expansion thing for my PlayStation and I had to like take it apart, like see the internals and like actually add something to this system and then put it back together myself, like that's such a cool experience. I wouldn't always, oh my goodness, the bird does not agree. I wouldn't always agree with that, but because the teardown experience is actually like so good, that makes me think more in that way. You know what I mean?
Yep, 100%. I'm just reading chat, Jax. I'm not actually like multitasking. I'm paying attention to Luke too. They're like, Linus multitasking right now. No. I love that both of the new consoles have nice large fans. I think I'm allowed to talk about that the Xbox Series X is quiet. I'm not sure. I won't. I hope I'm allowed to talk about it. I don't know. I didn't look that close there. I'll wait for
for the audio. You didn't look that close.
Yeah, it didn't look that close. I don't know. There's like a whole set of like guidelines and stuff, and we haven't worked with Microsoft on the console side of things that much. The last thing I want to do is like say something that's technically under embargo still and like get in trouble. So we're gonna take our time with it. We've got a ton of Xbox Series X content planned. So far, I don't think we have any confirmation that we're even getting a PlayStation 5. So hopefully we are, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I love that Sony went liquid metal. It really does make a big difference. Like for the same heatsink solution, if you're borderline with a more conventional thermal interface material, liquid metal will probably push you across the finish line. So I'm excited to see what the performance looks like, regardless of the theoretical gigaflops that both Sony and Microsoft have been throwing around. In other Sony news, Sony revealed a list of PlayStation 4 games that will not run on the PlayStation 5. DWVR, Afro Samurai 2, TT Isle of Man, Just Deal With It, Shadow Complex Remastered, Robinson the Journey, We Sing, Hitman Go, Shadwin, and Joe's Diner. Should be all right.
So I don't recognize most of these names. One of them that stood out to me was Hitman Go because it's a mobile game.
Yeah, it should be okay.
It's probably fine. If you really miss it, I don't want to pull a Blizzard, but oh boy. I was going to say, if you really miss it, you can play it on your phone. But like, I don't know. I have a feeling that's not the only one in here. That's probably more on the mobile side of things.
Yeah.
So
we don't know why they won't run. Could be due to licensing issues. There are also some general PlayStation 5 backwards compatibility limitations for PS4 games. So the share menu can't be displayed within PS4 games running on a PS5. Screenshots will need to be generated using the Create button on a DualSense controller. A tournaments feature from PS4 is also not compatible with the PS5, nor is in-game live or second screen apps and game companion apps. So there are going to be some things that are not going to be quite the same as the original experience, but with just 10 titles ruled out, it looks like what we're headed towards for both Microsoft and Sony, now that they're both just x86 boxes with AMD graphics cards in them, is potentially just backwards compatibility pretty much across the board. Like, I'd be shocked if Xbox, whatever boneheaded thing they call it, is backwards compatible with Series X and X that isn't a series, and 360 and like all that good stuff. And I'd also be surprised if Sony PlayStation 6, because they're sensible, it's probably what it'd be called, is backwards compatible going way, way back. Eesh. Sony says select PS4 games will work with PS5's Game Boost feature that will make older PS4 games run at higher frame rates, but we don't have a list of games that will support that feature just yet.
So I've been looking into like random games on this list. So far, Afro Samurai 2 has a 21% Metacritic score.
Oof.
Shadow Complex was released in 2009,
Okay.
originally on the Xbox 360. Like, I don't think we're.
Yeah,
I think it's probably okay.
think we're not missing out on much here. Should be all right.
Yeah, I think we're all right.
All right.